Starting off with a bang on how to get your POAP in the town hall Q&A.
Yes, I'll be talking about the POAP later in the meeting, but for everyone who missed it, you can check out the posts and announcements about claiming the POAP, which is super clear, and it takes you through the 3 steps. So definitely be sure to check that out.
We're just waiting for Keith, who we just realized is actually KGM or Keith GM. He lives and breathes GM. It's so exciting.
It's perfect.
Uh-oh. No music, Parrot?
Wait, you don't hear it?
I
I'm
don't
just
I don't
kidding.
hear it. I mean, DJ Bad in the house. Wow, I'm gonna give it like another team of DJ BK. I'm looking at the town hall Q&A right now. Parrot, I kind of love this gift that they've created of you. I might save it. Thank you all so much for joining us. We currently have 444, 447 people on. I'm going to give it one more minute and then we're going to kick off. But really, really appreciate everyone joining us today. This looks like it will be the third consecutive town hall that we do that exceeded 500 attendees. It's something that I just can't even begin to tell you how much it means to the team here at Time, whether it's Maya or Bharat or Lane or myself. And then also to the mods, right, who are just putting so much effort into continuing to form and build out this community. It's continuing to climb. I guess what I'm going to do is in 1 minute, I'm going to start to kick this off. I'm just looking through the audience for a second. It's such an amazing mix. So thank you all. So okay, I mean, Maya, what do you think? You think we should just go and jump into it? You're just going to leave me there hanging, Maya?
I'm on mute, but yes,
Okay.
Go.
Okay, so first and foremost, as I just said, we're going to exceed 500, and this is amazing and it's humbling, and we're really, I don't know, 4 weeks into Discord, and we've really seen this community grow, and it means the world to us. As of today, we're solidly above 6,400 members. Twitter has grown, over 10% in 1 week to about over 3,200 members. Unique wallets holding timepieces continues to grow, and we're closing in at 3,000. And then wallets connected to time.com. If you're in the audience and you have a timepiece in your wallet, go to time.com and connect, and it will remove the paywall for you and will provide frictionless access to our ecosystem, which is really important. And that number grew again to over 3,500 members doing that for us. And, from the very beginning, we stressed the importance of playing the long game here and investing heavily in first building a foundation that will not last one NFT hype cycle, but rather years and decades. I think that in the first town hall that we did, we said that it was, we were very clear that we wanted to evolve the Time brand into the Web3 ecosystem. And by the way, as we have been learning the Web3 ecosystem, one thing I could say is that we've been evolving it alongside all of you. I mean, the suggestions have been incredible, and we ask you to keep giving them. The feedback has been amazing. For the most part, kidding aside, but it has really helped us think about our execution. And then, the flip side of it is we really wanted to bring the Web3 ecosystem into the Time brand, right? And, one bit of feedback that we got, and we're going to respect, is that we're not going to take the full hour for this town hall. We're going to keep it to roughly 45 minutes or so, but we do have some news that we want to share, and we are excited to continue to build upon everything that we've been building over the past few weeks. Before I jump into it, I did want to specifically thank community member Andy1672 for securing timepieces.eth for us. That just meant the world to me. I did not know how during an entire launch we missed that, and this individual went out of their way and grabbed it for us and brought it over. And I'd mentioned in the beginning, there were so many members, from Zykes to Adman to Timo to so many others who Spot Long Dong, and the likes, who really just went out of their way to make sure that we had what we needed to get this community going. And D Dot, I don't want to forget you, the big wise guy. But it's the best in my mind of the Web3 community when you see something like that. And I can't begin to tell you how much it's ultimately appreciated. In addition to the stats that I called out in the beginning, there were a few things that I did want to point out, outside of Timepieces, but within the world of NFTs. Time was featured at Sotheby's Metaverse this past week, and it was a completely interactive piece. I was not pleased with how Sotheby's, to be honest, presented the piece, because they took away the interactivity, which I thought was one of the most interesting aspects. But the piece got into a bidding war towards the end, and it closed out at about $83,000. At the same time, 2 days ago, you may have seen, we sold the Chagall cover of Time from 1965 to the Dow 9x9x9 for 99.9 ETH. And I say that only simply because I do want everyone to see that, as we think about timepieces, we're thinking about it holistically in terms of our entire sort of brand moving into this ecosystem. But then on the flip side, when I talk about, this ecosystem coming into the Time brand and seeing what we can do, you may have seen last week that we put NFTs front and center on Time for Kids. And the amount of press and the amount of press impressions that brought to the forefront was just absolutely incredible. And I know that one of the things that people were curious about was, how many new people can we bring into the NFT ecosystem? And, a really interesting stat that I just want to make sure you're aware of is over 60% of the members that are in our Discord are actually new to Discord, have been on Discord for less than 1 month. And so it gives you an idea, is like the old school crypto natives are educating a whole new generation of people in this community. And it's something that is just utterly appreciated. At the same time, we're beginning to expand our programming. We did quite a bit this week. The artist talk on Monday with the Timepieces artists. We did the Beeple and Metaverse discussion on Tuesday. And if you're a timepiece holder and you're in New York City on November 4th, or you plan on being in New York City for November 4th for NFT Now, please make sure that you go into the holders chat, and we are posting a discount for you to be able to get a 25% discount to Dreamverse. And the tickets are expensive, and so this is an important aspect of being part of this community, and being part of the community as a timepiece holder. And so, without further ado, I just wanted to jump into today. And Maya, Lane, if you can, please start, inviting some people up onto stage, because I think that I really want them to be up here with me as I make this announcement. So if you are one of the artists, if you can please start raising your hands. Oh, fuck, John Knopf, really? How many more times are you going to come up on stage, John?
I'm just trying to support you, Keith. I know you can't do this on your own.
No, thanks. I really appreciate it. Oh, Isaac, Drift, you're up on stage. Ravi, Ben Strauss.
What's up?
What is
great.
happening?
How are you?
What are we
Alejandro?
Who are
doing
all
out
these
here?
people?
This is
going on?
great.
Why are we here, Keith?
I will get to it. I mean, is it just you? I mean, I see another one. No, Yvette, you're not today. You're part of the fam already. Get off the stage. You are already part of the fam. This is you're gonna love this, because the timepiece community of artists is going to continue to expand. And last week we made the announcement about Nyla becoming our first artist in residence. And big wise guy, Keith is rude today. I'm not being rude today. This is me every day, big wise guy. Just so you know, I'm the same bad humor with you and with this group as I am with everyone else. But this week, I wanted to make a really important announcement, and one that I'm really proud of. Timepieces is going to join forces with Photo, and in doing so, Timepieces as a community and as an entity is going to gain the licensing rights to Photo's digital artwork and its vibrant community of artists and technologists and collectors. And what does that actually mean? It means that if you look at what Photo is, a first of its kind NFT artist collective, right? We're bringing them into the timepiece ecosystem, and not only will their community now live amongst our community, not only will we begin to, as we think about, and Bharat can talk about this, and Maya can talk about this in a second, we think about evolving the Discord channel to also have not just general chat or holders chats, but specialized chats in different disciplines. But what it means is that the Photo community will now become the Timepieces community, and we will welcome them in with open arms, and we say hello, and we love you, and we're excited. And at the same time, what it means, and I see, and I love what's happening, in the comments. Holy shit, Drift. Holy shit, Ravi. Nobody cares about you, John, just so you know. Oh my God, Alejandro.
I'm used to it.
God. Oh my God. No, John, everyone's already celebrated you. No, right. But think about, oh, there you go. Benj IA.
There we go.
There we go.
We got one.
So, no,
Number one fan,
but-
John.
but think about,
guys.
think about these photographers. I mean, these are some of the best photographers in the world, not just in the NFT space, in the world. Alejandro Cartagena, Ben Strauss, Kath Samar, Dave Krugman, Drift, J.N. Silva, John Knopf, and Ravi, right? And they're now part of the community. And what it means is that Timepieces will receive the worldwide license to all of the artwork that was minted to the 2 Photo vaults. And we're going to work with the artists over the coming months on a roadmap to integrate the artwork into the Timepieces ecosystems. So I am just floored, because when you think about how quickly the world is coming together in the NFT space. This is perhaps one of the first and largest NFT consolidations to take place. And I'm really proud of that because all of these artists are artists that I have known for quite some time now. Drift is actually the one that I most recently spent the most time with the other day. But to the photo community, welcome. Welcome to Timepieces, to the photo artists, welcome. We love you with open arms. And I actually would love to turn the stage over to you all for a minute. And, if we can go through it, I will turn it first and foremost, John, to you, because you were so instrumental in spearheading this conversation with Mel, who I know refuses to be on stage and refuses to exist, say that she exists. But John, I'll turn it to you, and then you could throw it around to all of the artists for a minute.
Well, thank you. First off, thank you so much to Time, to Keith, to the whole team, to Maya, Barat, Lane. You guys, it's just been incredible how hard you've worked, with us to create this. But not only is this like a testament to Web3 and what you guys are doing for Web3, but to photography. And I saw in the comments, I'm a photographer, so thank you for doing this. And it's like photography has, in my opinion, been so unrecognized as an art for so long, and for Time to have the conviction and the foresight to be able to work with photographers and work with Nyla and I just, you guys see a vision, and your whole team is just so amazing that and they're willing to take on something that I know that a lot of people at Time Magazine probably weren't willing to do. And I really appreciate you more than I can say. And I know, speaking for the entire team at Photo Vault and just all the artists, we love you, and we really, really appreciate what you're doing for the entire community, because this is a movement for all of us, as photographers, as artists, as scientists, as financial. I mean, everything for everybody. And as Mel and I have always said, this isn't a revolution. This is an evolution. We are evolving into a whole new category in this world. And I'm so glad to have Time and Keith Grossman and the whole team behind this movement, because you guys have entered this space in such a beautiful way by holding rooms and being a part of the community, which you don't see a whole lot of big brands doing. I mean, Keith Grossman is the CEO and president of Time Magazine. He has a lot of stuff going on, yet he would take hours out of his day on Sundays and just hold a room for space for all of us to talk. And it was incredible. And you don't see a lot of brands doing that. And that's why I really think this is just such a monumental moment to be able to work with the entire team and be able to get our work in the Time family. So thank you again so much from everybody in the Photo Vault. We love you.
I mean, the feeling is mutual. I'll turn it over to anyone else in the Photo Vault fam that's now also the Time fam.
Hey Keith, it's Mel here. How you doing?
Oh my God, you came up live. This is amazing.
Not only did I come up, but I actually got out of bed for this. So I just wanted to say
GM Mel, GM.
Hi, good morning. I wanted to actually just shout out also to the Photo Vault community, who I know are all in the audience. I'm so, the whole community is so excited to come and join and partake in what Time is building over here. And it's been so fantastic to speak with them about this project. We just broke the news to our community yesterday so they could come over here and join the conversation. And everybody is just thrilled to be a part of this and what Time are building in the marketplace of Web3. So we are all so excited about this whole thing. What I'd love to do, if you guys are open to it, I'd love to throw it out to Dave and Drifter and Alexandra and Ben and the artists on stage, just to kind of give some feedback on what it's like, or why they were thinking about, or why they put their artwork in the vault in the first place, so people can kind of understand what it was that we were trying to achieve by even curating art in this way in the vault. Maybe Dave, you're next to me.
Yeah, hey guys. First of all, I just want to thank everybody on both teams and everybody involved here. I'm really honored to be a part of this. I think Time has really led the way in how these incredible, iconic institutional brands can participate in this space in like a really just perfect way. I don't want to spend my time on stage talking about all that, but just know that I feel that way. Regarding photo and this thing that we're all doing here together now, I think that the real value of NFTs is like a community. It's like it's a value capture mechanism for community capital in a sense. And so to band together with so many other artists and kind of offer people an entry point for our work that is, not our typical one of one going to one collector, to kind of be able to include a much larger part of that very community is really, really important to me as an artist, and I know to these artists that are involved as well. We're all very committed to the idea that we're all stronger together, and this seemed like a really, really good way to build a much, much wider community than we typically could, and in such good company with Time and Photo and all these incredible artists that are already in the Time Vault as well.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted
Let's
to.
go, Ben.
Hey, let's go. So yeah, first off, thanks to the Time team. I mean, this is just yet another way in which NFTs have just continued to blow my mind in the opportunities that they've presented. I mean, never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined becoming a Time artist, 9-10 months ago before joining this space. So that's huge, and huge props to you guys for staying ahead and evolving, as John put it, to what we're kind of moving in and transitioning into this Web 3.0. I mean, I kind of compared Time to Netflix, I think, recently to some family members, and that you're not just doing it's a magazine company, and you're leading the charge here, and you're adapting and evolving, and this is why you guys are going to be around, not only around, but super relevant and pioneering in this new space that we're moving into. So that all being said, kind of wanted to jump off of what Dave was saying. I don't think people should be priced out of artwork and owning artwork, and I think this was the original kind of inspiration behind Photo in the first place. Not only does it allow people to get in at a lower price point, but it does build a very strong community in doing so, and we've seen that with Photo directly. We have such a tight-knit group of community and artists, and I love to see it, and super excited for this next chapter. Yeah, I mean, often leaves me speechless when I think about it too much. And yeah, that's the artwork that I put in there. Is I wanted to pick some of my best work, and I feel like I did a fairly good job at representing myself there. So that's kind of simple high level view of why I picked those pieces. And that's pretty much what I'm going to leave that at for now and let someone else speak. But yeah, thanks again, everybody. I'm so excited for this.
Thank you, Ben. We are so excited to have you part of this.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, it's Alejandro Cartagena here. Hello to the team at Time, everyone at Photo. I could not be more excited to be part of this moment. I mean, Keith, you put it very, very clearly. This is one of the first consolidations of two big communities merging to create a bigger community. And coming from the traditional art world myself, seeing the value of community and the value of uniting forces in a horizontal way, how it happens here in Web3, it's just it's utopic. Sometimes you don't believe what's happening. It's like, really, can we be such good human beings after so many years of strife and problems between each other? So I cannot stress how exciting it is to be part of this community. I appreciate every single one of you guys, your artwork and what you're doing. Some of you guys are the pioneers for many of us photographers who came in late, which means a few months after you guys into the NFT space. But you guys have a solid position in the history of what we're building, and just one last thing. I mean, what a beautiful turn of events for Photo to become part of the Time community, when Time has been such a champion for photographers in the past, in the present, and I'm sure that it will be into the future. So I appreciate you, Keith, and the whole team at Time. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
I mean, thank you all. Ravi, I see you keep coming off of mute, and I know that you've been relaxing on vacation for a bit. So if you want to go, it's all you.
Thanks, Keith. Yeah, I wish traveling with me was any sort of vacation. If you were with me, you'd be like, "Why are we always up for sunrise? We get no sleep ever." Yeah, I just traveled across the world for the weekend and took photos in Saudi Arabia, which was incredible experience. But I looked at my Apple Health, and it said that I need more sleep by a lot more. I got an average of 2 hours a night, so hopefully I'm coherent. Yeah, this is amazing. First of all, I want to say thank you to Time, Keith. Your whole team has been amazing on what you've been doing and how you guys have been moving in the space. I remember being here in January in the NFT space, fighting for photography to have a foothold somewhere against the grain of what is capturing reality and versus the metaverse, and how the disconnect between capturing a moment in real life versus capturing a moment in real life, something that doesn't really exist yet, and that cross section has just been so fruitful now that the value of photography has really been seen and continues to grow. And this is a huge moment for a lot of us to see Time connect with photography and the photography community in such a big way. All the photographers on the stage, part of Photo, have been early adopters, have risked a lot to do it, and the passion for their work is all in their work and the community behind them, individually as well as now in the NFT space. And combined with Time, I think this is one of the most amazing collaborative connections that I've seen in a long time. And I'm just really proud to be part of this team. Everybody in here, John, Ben, Kath, and Mel, when we first, were talking about this stuff at the very beginning of what fractionalization was, and then Photo community, and then bringing in, Dave, JN, Alejandro, and Drift, and how we could extend it. It just felt like we wanted to include more. It's all about inclusivity, bringing more people, more artists, more photographers involved, passing on our knowledge and passion, and then having Time do that. It's such on a stage like this, both in this Discord stage right now, but also just as a brand, and having this part of this megaphone to be able to share that and bring more people to it. We can just impart that knowledge, but also increase the passion within other artists who may not know where they're at right now, what they want to do, and they see this as a guiding light. So I just want to encourage everyone to keep pushing, and magical things like this can happen to you, in the photo community. And we're just getting started as we all are as artists. So I just think this is amazing, and I want to thank you all for being here.
Feeling is mutual. Now, Drift. We might have to do a GM. It's been what, 4 days since we spoke.
Yes, I think so. Somewhere around there.
For those who don't know Drift, and I think all of you know Drift, you have to read his story in the New York Times. It's amazing. But I turn the floor over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Keith. No, honestly, this is an incredible opportunity. When Mel first approached me about Photo, I loved what they were doing with the fractionalization and the vault, and just giving people an opportunity to own work that maybe they couldn't necessarily afford, and just to get to invest into artists that way. And as this has evolved, and then when we were told that you guys were involved, and how everything worked out, I mean, it just blew my mind. And not only is it an incredible honor, but it feels like it's being done right, which I think is something that we don't always see in this community. And it feels inclusive, it feels collaborative, and that is largely, what this community is about. And I think the representation is huge, especially for us as photographers who we don't, before this year and so much of what this year has brought, we've not seen a lot of what our art could be represented as or appreciated as. And you guys are just one more, you guys are just, you're helping shape and mold that. And so that representation for us is huge. And not just for us, but to everyone else that's looking on at our art, to other photographers that are, coming up in the space and trying to push and thinking like, does it matter? Do people even care? And to have you guys come in and say, well, we care, is a huge deal, at least to me personally. So I just wanted to say thank you to you and to all the team and also to Mel and everyone involved in photo, because this has been incredible. And yeah, especially coming from my situation and it's not even been a whole year. It's closing in on a whole year since everything's happened to me. And sometimes there's not a day that goes by that I don't wake up and think like, is this real life? I mean, looking at where I would be sitting, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, a month ago, 3 months. I mean, it's crazy, and so I'm so thankful.
And now look at you. You're sitting on top of skyscrapers, showing everyone your Vans.
It's a blessing. I was doing it a long time ago, but now to see the world appreciate it the way that they have is just something that will never not overwhelm me with gratitude, because when you're first creating art, largely you're creating in the dark until people come along and like not give it validity, but like people come along and like by the time people catch on to it and like give it value and things like that, you've been working and just chiseling away in the dark for so long, and you just never know when that's going to be. So yeah, it's overwhelming, and I'm so thankful.
I mean, we is there, before I jump, on this, is there any photographer that would like to speak that has not spoken? I think everyone has. Yvette, you're on stage, so I'm going to throw it to you for a second. You're a timepiece Genesis creator. Is there anything you want to add to the conversation since you're up here? I figured we might as well call on you.
Yeah, it's so funny. I feel like I back in school when you raise your hand without knowing the answer, but I'm here now. So always excited to join in. So I figured I'd muscle my way up on stage. Not anything outside of really just expressing the same kind of appreciation as everyone else, like for this opportunity to work with Time Magazine. I mean, as everyone else, I grew up with Time Magazine, like always aspiring towards, being part of history, really, which is what you guys are always doing. So it's an awesome opportunity to even participate in like NFT history, because you guys are really like jumping onto the forefront of this, and then including photography is also amazing. I mean, as a photographer myself, even though the piece I created for Genesis was CG, I still like love hearing about this collab with photo that you guys are doing and hearing all these amazing photographers that you guys have on stage. So that's it. That's all my gushing that I have for today. But you guys are awesome.
Thank you. I mean, and Mel, you're here, right? You're Be Like Water. I can never remember of all of your different screen names. That's you, correct, Mel?
That's me. That's correct.
Okay, so like Mel, I don't know how many of you know Mel, and I hope all of you do know Mel. Mel likes to stay in the background. Mel likes to never be front and center. There's another person that's like that, Maya, on my team, who I've known for over 20 years. Lane is very much like that. Barat is very much like that. I'm a big mouth. I have no problem about that. I'm comfortable with that. But I just would be remiss if I didn't give Mel and Maya and Barat and Lane just unbelievable kudos for the ability to figure out how to navigate this. When Mel reached out and when John reached out with the idea, obviously, like I jumped up and said, "I love it, I love it, I love it," right? But it was the team that made it sort of come to life, and I just want to give huge for all of these celebrations of today, for how excited we are today, for how I am going to say like ecstatic I am for today. It would not have happened if it wasn't for Mel and Maya, Barat and Lane, who did tremendous amount behind the scenes. And so I just want to thank you all tremendously. And, to the artists that are on stage, including you, Yvette, I'm so excited. And to the folks that are writing not when POAP, but when photo, we will do something, but you have to give us some time. Okay. Like what we're going to do is we're going to sit down with the photographers and we're going to think about what's the right way to roll out a photo timepiece collaboration. And, like we have Nyla and her drop coming up on November 17th. We're going to reveal it to everyone a little bit earlier on time.com on November 11th, I believe it is. It is amazing, for lack of better words, from what we've seen so far. We have a really fun, interesting idea that we're working on for our next drop, which will be actually much larger, but will be gamified and will provide a lot of interesting utility that we're really excited about. And then you may find that like we get ourselves into what is the photo drop and how do we think about this? And so I'm so ecstatic. I actually can't. I lied to you all. I said it was going to be really fast. Yeah, Johnny, game, utility. That's all I'm giving for now. But I want to turn it over to Maya to talk about just sort of the community a bit, Barat for what we're going to be doing from a tech perspective, Lane, and then we are going to end this one. So Maya, turning over to you.
Thank you. We're all getting to know each other. Though Keith, who has known me a long time, knows that I'm a crybaby and get very emotional at things like this. And I am at this moment, so excuse me if I'm not as articulate as I might otherwise be. We're just so excited to welcome the Photo family into the Timepiece family. And Photo family is now Time family, and that makes me so, so happy. I just want to say on the photography bit, and I mean this about the timepiece holders. I love all timepiece artists the same. But I will say in my Twitter feed every morning, the photography puts me in a state of mind. You guys do such beautiful photography, and frequently seeing it posted on Twitter just makes my day. And Drift, I think I don't know if you've seen this, but like your particular, I would see the same photo and it would stop me in my tracks every time. So to bring all of this talent into our community is just tremendous for us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And I wanted to thank Driven by Boredom for pointing out that there was already Photo family folks amongst us. And in our days from Wired, I'm a big Venn diagram fan. And so I can't wait to understand the Venn between photo that already existed between timepieces and photos. So that seems like it will be really fun. I just wanted to say that photo artists are already verified as timepiece artists, and the photo vault holders can verify into a new role, which is the timepieces photo holders, by going to verify. Sometimes it takes a little while, but the mods are here to help you if you run into any problems, as are Lane and I and Bharat. This marks such a big moment, as has been said already. This photo community will create the first specialized artist community for photographers within the Timepieces Discord channel, which allows artists to network, collaborate, showcase their work, educate the rest of the community on their craft, and then, as many of you have talked about, and I know is such a big piece in talking to Mel and John, of the intent of photo of really pushing this space forward, which is super exciting to us as well. You will, if you go now, you should see a new channel, General Photo, where you can go and talk photography, and we'll be talking to the artists, to the community about photography specific programming, artist talks, maybe something more like tactical, like pro tips or things like that. And we'll be looking to create additional communities around creative disciplines moving forward. So this is really kind of a test bed for us of what bringing a community around a particular genre can do in the
Oh, wait,
community.
Maya, can I pause you for
Yes,
1 second?
of course.
J.N. Silva, can you raise your hand and I'll pull you up? I'm so sorry. And now you can go. Sorry about that.
No, I'm almost done anyway. So, and then, yeah, actually, I'm done. Let's talk to Jay and Silva, and then we can go to Bharat.
Is he here?
It's there. We're waiting to speak.
I just brought him up. Hold on. Did you join?
When JN?
Where is GM Silva?
Not showing
GM
him.
Silva, we
Where
need
is
him.
he?
When JN? When
When
JN?
JN?
It's now GM if you followed him
GM
on
Silva, yeah, he changed his
GM
name
Silva.
legally.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, Bharat, why don't you go, and when he jumps in, we'll throw JM, GM, JN, JG up on stage, but I'll try and get him up. But you go now, Bharat, on this one.
Sure. Well, I want to welcome the photo team and the community, and we're so happy to have you over. And I'm also looking forward to learning so much from you all. So, and because you've been at this much longer than we have, so there's just, I'm sure, so much learning there. Looking forward to collaborating. Yeah, so we created new channels and to get the conversation going. We also realized that our Discord is getting a little bit cluttered. In the coming days, we're going to do a little bit of cleanup and see which channels are being used and which are not, and do a little bit of cleanup to make it more streamlined. So I want to give a big shout out to DDOT. DDOT helped put a lot of the verification, and he's also helping streamline our POAPs. And in general, he's been the guy behind everything that we've automated in this Discord community. So thank you, DDOT. You're amazing. We all thank you together.
So we got JN up on stage for a second, and
go for it.
And are you done, Bharat? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you
No,
want to?
I have more stuff to go.
Wait. You tell me when you're done. You tell me when we're done. You tell me when we're done, and then I'm going to give the proper JN introduction.
All right. I mean, there are a few things we're working on now that are important for our next drop. You'll see NFT.time.com evolve over time in the next week or so. We're building the website front end. We're building the back end APIs, the smart contracts, so all the workflows behind it, and as you know, the next drop will have users being able to subscribe to the raffle. We'll also be randomly selecting who gets whitelisted, and then users, our customers, users can check if they're whitelisted or not, and then whitelisted users will be able to mint. So all of this logic is being put in place, and we're working on that now. So that's just to give you an idea of what's happening behind the scenes for the next mint. And then I want to repeat one more thing, which is we are going to post roles that we need to hire soon. So I'm working with our Time HR team to post the Web3 infrastructure engineer role, a product manager role, a solidity engineering role. So those are things happening on the tech front. Back to you, Keith.
Awesome. So one thing that I just want to be very clear about, because we are going to be hiring and expanding the team and continuing to build the foundation. Our goal is to hire from within this community. So if you're in this community and one of those tech roles appeals to you, please reach out to Bharat. If one of the community manager roles appeals to you, please reach out to Maya and Lane. I think it's really important that as we grow our team, that it comes from within, and within means the fam, and the fam is you. The reason I want to actually take a second to introduce JN Silva was JN was actually the first artist that I was a fan of that I actually met in real life, but didn't realize that it was JN Silva. And so I always tell the story of I had a whole conversation with JN, not realizing that it was JN, until he made a comment that he had collaborated with another artist that I really had a lot of respect for, Thank You X. And he's like, oh, I collaborated with him. And I was like, who are you that you collaborated with him? I don't know if you've seen JN, big burly guy with this beard, and he's much bigger than me, right? And we're talking, and he's like, I'm JN. And I'm like, oh my God, you're JN Silva. And I screamed this at the top of my lungs in front of everyone at Christie's. Literally everyone at Christie's, like I was like a 12-year-old child. I screamed at the top of my lungs. And everyone at Christie's, I think, stopped and had a heart attack and was like, who's the embarrassing idiot who just did that? And yes, it was the president of Time, but that was my first introduction to JN, who I then proceeded to give a gigantic hug to. And so I can't allow you, JN, to speak without ever starting with that story, because you know what a fan I am of yours, professionally and personally. And so I want to turn the mic over to you quickly, my friend.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Keith. Yes, that was an incredible moment because it was I think in between all of the talks that Christie's was having. And yeah, I mean, I don't really go around it. I was just going in and out of conversations, and I kind of assumed that you knew because I think you mentioned something about Thank You X to me. Like it was one of the first things you mentioned. So I was like, oh, all right, he knows, So I just went about the conversation. So it was quite surprising to see you have that reaction later on, but it was amazing. Thank you so much. I was quite honored. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. No, it's been incredible, to be a part of this photo community. I want to thank Mel and Ravi and John for, including me as part of the second drop. I was immediately a fan when I saw the first drop, just because I thought it was a really cool way to gather, a lot of the prominent and more active photographers in the space, a lot of early adopters, like Drifter said. And to do an experiment actually using blockchain technology and the concept of fractionalizing, I think is super interesting. And I'm just grateful to have someone like Mel in our corner who's just an absolute genius with this stuff. And for her to help out and bring this all to life, it's just it's amazing to be a part of, and to now be part of the Time family. As photographers is just such a huge honor, getting into photography and being, a fan of photojournalism. This is it's a dream come true. Time is always one of those things that, when you see a Time cover and when you browse through the photography, as a photographer, it's always just a dream to have anything to do with such an esteemed institution. So this is honestly an immense honor. So thank you for having us all. It's incredible. Thank you.
Well, look, the honor is ours. And by the way, a minute ago we cracked 700 attendees. It blows my mind, and I'm so humbled by it. And so, in true sort of when POAP fashion, I want to, throw it over to Lane for a second to sort of provide a few updates, and then we will end today's town hall.
Hey guys, I just wanted to, before I dive into the POAP process, I just wanted to say, welcome again to the photo team. This has been just such an incredible experience so far, and town hall and reading everyone's comments. There's so much excitement and so much love. So I am just absolutely thrilled. Regarding the POAP, as many of you saw, we have a new process to claim your POAP after the town hall. Before I recap, it's 3 steps. I want to say a big thank you to DDOT, Timo, the rest of the mods, and the team at POAP, who are really helping us make sure that everyone who attends our town halls can easily claim a POAP. So what you need to do to collect your POAP afterwards is after the town hall, you're going to receive a limited time town hall attendee role on Discord. There's no action required on your end to do so, except for just attend the town hall, which you are already doing. Once you receive your town hall attendee role, you are going to enter your wallet address only once in the town hall wallet channel, which you guys should see already, within 24 hours of the end of our town hall. After this 24 hours is over, all of the town hall attendee role holders are going to be pinged when it's time to come collect your POAP. I think this is going to be a much smoother process, so no one is left out who came to the town hall who was unable to claim. So again, big thank you to everyone who helped. If you have questions about this process, definitely check out announcements, and any of the mods or Maya and I can help as well. As always, I'll post the notes afterwards in announcements, and I will also be posting a schedule of our upcoming events today too. So with that, I'll hand it back to Keith to take us home.
I mean, I have nothing else to say at this point. I'm literally speechless and humbled and excited, and as we have said to you all, we believe in this Web3 revolution or evolution, however you see it. We believe in it firmly. We believe in what it can do in terms of democratizing access to creatives. We believe in what it can do in terms of democratizing access and the economics of the space. We believe in what it can do in terms of building incredible communities, which, by the way, is a much different and stronger aspect than incredible audiences. And we're building this for the long run, right? So, there are things that that I've said that I'm never going to comment on, and I'm never going to comment on them. But there are things that I hope you see that we just continue and continue and continue to invest in to make sure that we have the foundation that in a year from today, 2 years from today, 10 years from today, that timepieces will be around, and that that timepieces will be strong. And so I can't thank you all enough. I kind of don't want to end because we're at 702 listeners, and it's just so beyond humbling. But we love you all dearly. We appreciate you. We thank you for your continued suggestions. I have no jokes, Big Wise Guy. 0. I'm exhausted. I got 2 hours of sleep last night. But I will tell you, when John Knopf called me up and said, I have this crazy idea. Can I introduce you to Mel, and can we talk to you about it? I will tell you, it was one of the coolest, most exciting conversations I've had in months. And so we love you all. We hope you have a wonderful week. Honestly, we're going to have to think about how we could top this week next week. We'll figure out something, but give us a week or two if we have, right? For a break, we might need to sleep or something. But
I've got ideas, Keith. Don't worry.
Oh, good. But just so you know, you may have seen that I'm going to go on to Alexis Ohanian's podcast, Probably Nothing, with Tiffany Zong, and that's scheduled for November 4th. Is when I'm going to be speaking to them, just so you all know, because I know that a lot of the questions have come into when do we start to turn on some of the marketing faucets, and you saw months. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And Lane, if you want to put the POAP link out, please, you're more than welcome to do that. And to the team at Photo, welcome to the fam.
Thank you. This is amazing.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith, so much.
No, this is great. Drift, are you on ground or are you up in like a skyscraper right now?
I'm in my bed.
It's so boring. It's so boring. Like, what are you going to take a picture of you with your like Vans off the end of like a twin mattress? Like,
That's
it's so
exactly
fucking boring.
I'm sorry to disappoint.
You sleep in your Vans, right, Drift? Just so
I know, right?
we can
He sleeps
confirm it.
vertically. He
You don't
sleeps
take
on
them
a
off
vertical
to
bed.
shower even.
Yeah,
He
they
sleeps
never leave
vertically.
my feet. Never leave my feet. That's the secret.
I love it.
If I take it off, I can no longer create my work. So
Now, can I just a quick question that came up? Do you wear socks?
yeah, I do.
Are they like knee highs or are they like ankle socks?
No, they're like mid shin, I'd say.
Okay.
Because sometimes I like getting a nice pair of socks in the picture too.
Okay.
Because like that adds a little bit of like adds a little bit of style to the shot, I feel like. I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
The rarity component.
It's a rare,
Yeah,
it's a
right.
rarity
Yeah,
component.
it's a
like,
trait.
it's like you might have a van shot in like a unique color pair of Vans, but also like, what if I'm wearing rainbow socks that day? That's kind of cool, I think. I don't know. I nerd out about that kind of stuff, but
so Maya sent me a picture of yours the other day, just so you know, and said
Thanks,
how much
Maya.
she loved. But before the photo thing came about, she sent me a picture of yours, and she said, "I just love this photographer so much." And then we had the photo conversation, and I said, that photographer that you love so much, he's part of it. And he has such a crazy story. He just told me the story. And so it was just a very funny sort of coincidence.
I feel like Keith got tired of. I feel like Keith got tired of me talking about Drift so much.
Yeah, I did actually.
He's like, John, why don't you just marry him?
So
we can get married in New York.
Let's do it, dude.
Somebody said something to me on text a second ago. They said, "Wow, you have 3 apes on stage." And I said, "And there's a lot more apes in the audience."
Yeah.
But I also said that we love the cats and we love the
do.
robotos.
We love the
I'm
cats.
also an ape, even though my picture isn't an
We
ape.
love-
I minted apes.
I know.
I was
love the dick butts.
I love. If Kath was here, that would have been her. That's her.
She
screen.
represents the dick butts. Yep, all day.
Can I tell a quick story about dick butts? Sorry.
Please, JM, please.
Yes, please.
If I may. So I minted.
By the way, this dropped so quickly from like 700 to 640, and now it's slowly creeping up again, and it's amazing. So Dan, it's all you for a second. Okay.
If I may, so I minted about 40 crypto dick butts on the day of mint because I went and someone was like, "This is crazy," and I went, and the minting experience was actually like really fun. The site looked great, and then I bought them, and then it was like right before a trip to Europe, and it was when we were like finalizing the timepiece stuff. And I don't know what it was. I was like going through my OpenSea, and it was literally like you would do one scroll, and then you would see 40 crypto dick butts. And then I was like filling out all the paperwork for the timepiece and submitting my piece, and I just had this like weird panic moment where I was like, "Oh my God, I'm a time artist. Like, what if the time committee goes into my public OpenSea account and sees that I have 40 crypto dick butts. Like, what are they gonna think of me? And I just like, I don't know, I had this moment of like, I didn't know what to do. And then like I hid all of them and then I set 39 of them for sale just because I was like, what if Time kicks me off their committee because I have 40 crypto dick butts? So yeah, I unwillingly, Keith, you and Time flooded me out of my crypto dick butts bag because this was like right before they took off. And one day I woke up to all 39 of them being gone for like 0.2 ETH each.
Well,
And
here's the
then
thing. Can I here's the reality, right? Like the reality is that and this is something, since we still have 634 people in this thing, like there are one of the really interesting aspects of this partnership is that the rights extend to both online and offline usage. So like you may all see you know, some of these incredible photographs end up in Time or in other areas. And you know, what I can assure you is that you're not going to see a dick butt in Time magazine, okay? But what I
You
can
sure about
say
that,
is
Keith?
I'm 100% positive on that one, okay? But what I can say is that you know, like the Web3 ecosystem and the meme culture and the and just the way in which communities come together is so different than anything we've ever all seen before. That like we with the, unless it violated something that was like core to our value system, you know, like you know, you don't have to worry about what you own per se, JN. So like, don't sell that stuff. But you know, like part of the reason why we partnered with the Cool Cats right in the beginning, or you know, like I also love, and I've been very clear that I love the Robotos. I think Pablo is one of the nicest and smartest people. We love the Dead Fellas. You know, I think that Betty and Syke are just doing a great job, and we've made it very clear. Maya and I are having lunch with Klon and Ev at Cool Cats next week to discuss utility surrounding the partnership that we did. We love these communities because of what they represent. You know, they're optimistic communities, they're positive communities, they're inclusive communities, they're constructive communities. That's the type of communities that we want to be around. Ultimately, that's what we want to build and value. And you know, it's very interesting because we talked in the beginning about how we have over 6,400 or 6,300 members in this Discord. We probably also have the record for the number of people that we've banned for being for violating what we felt were the core values and tenets of what we want this community to be. Ultimately, we want it to be respectful. Ultimately, we want it to be optimistic, positive, constructive. Bharat has something that I love more than anything else, and I'm trying to convince him to turn it into a channel, which is this hashtag Give First. And I think that like that's how we've identified a lot of great talents like D Dot or it's Timo or Big Wise Guy or any or Spot Long Dong or Teru, right? Like it's King T, right? Or Andrew Wang even, Bulls on the Run, right? It's because they all give first. And I love that. And I can tell you that my first week in Discord, I did not know what to make of it. Like it was the scariest experience I've ever had. But as the community began to self-regulate itself and fall along the lines and identify along the lines of the values that we wanted to set out, like the community today is a much stronger community than it's ever been before. And this is a group that's only 3.5, 4 weeks old. So it's something I'm really proud of. And so, I say all this because JN, if you want to own 40 dick butts, go freaking own 40 dick butts, okay? Doesn't violate this community. That's your prerogative.
No.
I have a feeling the Dick Butts community is now taking the challenge that they want to be on time now. So
We're not merging with the dick butts, okay?
I was
That's
gonna
the
say
only thing
there'll
I'll
be a
tell you.
special
Say that
edition.
now.
Merge Alpha.
That just doesn't happen. Oh, look at this. This is the best. I'm loving the comments. I'm literally loving the comments. JN is getting 41 dick butts for the win. This has made my
collaboration.
day. Okay, on that note, I'm ending this town hall. Goodbye.
Bye, Keith.
Bye, guys.
Everybody.
See you
Love
guys.
y'all.
Thanks for coming out. See you guys.